starts right now.
Tonight, sacrificing the few to save the many. That is the idea behind a city proposal aimed at flood control. It could demolish more than 100 homes with the goal of saving thousands more in a 100-year flood. The Night Team's John Paul Barajas was there, and neighbors took their concerns straight to the city.
A flood of emotions among neighbors at Brentwood Middle School, with many questioning a flood control proposal that would cost some their homes.
I myself have 52 years in my home. I have never seen a flood that affects my home, and I live right next to the drainage ditch.
The city of San Antonio is proposing a 52-acre drainage project near Concepcion Creek along Highway 90 and west of I-35. Public Works says roughly 4,000 homes in that area sit in a floodplain.
The rain event that we're trying to prevent is a 100-year storm event, and this area has never seen a 100-year rain event, and that is what we're trying to focus on. So I know it's a tough sell to tell people that something really bad could happen when something small has never really happened before.
Assistant Director of Public Works Robert Reyna tells us the city is proposing 3 options, each with a different cost and impact for certain communities. But all 3 scenarios call for the demolition of over 100 homes.
The important thing is that those 100 homes that you purchased are in a risk level factor. So they are at risk of getting flooded and losing their house. So we're trying to move them out of harm's way, and at the same time, we can benefit other people downstream.
So how would that work? Reyna says an independent third-party appraiser would value each property, and federal law requires the city to help cover the difference to get affected residents into new homes.
We're just hoping that the city does treat us fair, and if we do have to relocate, help these people the best they can. I wish there was an alternative, but I understand how it works, and it doesn't look like there is an alternative.
City officials say all options are still on the table, even the alternative of doing nothing.
Let's just pack it up
which was the overwhelming favorite in the room. But Reyna says that choice comes with a risk.
If there is a flood that comes in, that 100-year flood event, and they lose their homes, because they're designated in the 100-year flood event, they would not be able to rebuild their homes. And if they don't have insurance, they're going to have a hard time finding a new place to live.
Again, all 3 proposals or options are just proposals at this point in time. And Public Works says the most important thing is they want to start conversations early and make sure those who are impacted are now aware that they live in a floodplain. They plan on meeting with neighbors again on April 9th, but a location has not been set yet. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And an important note regarding the insurance. Flood insurance is different and separate from homeowners insurance. Anyway, we had another batch of rain this evening. I'll share the time lapse and some beautiful, vibrant rainbows behind that rain. A quick look at how much rain fell, along with some changes into the weekend, and then how things reset with a cold front next week in just a bit.
Adam, thank you. Tonight, we're also getting a look at the SAPD body camera footage that shows officers did not properly search a teenager who brought a gun into the Bexar County Jail. That was earlier this month. Minutes later, when this happened, the teen had used the gun to take his own life. Now, our KSAT Investigates team obtained videos through an open records request, and they show different angles of the March 3rd arrest of Jesus Gonzalez. Now, the 19-year-old who was arrested on a felony domestic violence warrant was placed into handcuffs. An officer searched his pockets, and at the same time, 2 other officers held each of his arms. A supervisor then shows up to the scene and observes as Gonzalez's pockets are turned inside out. At no point before or while he's in an SAPD patrol car do any of the 4 officers pat Gonzalez down before he's taken to jail. That's important to note, because less than an hour later, the Bexar County Sheriff says that a deputy patted down Gonzalez while he was being booked into jail and then taken for a strip search. It was at that very point that Gonzalez took out the gun from his clothing and took his own life. Now, we asked SAPD if we could speak with Police Chief William McManus about this, and we were told that he wasn't available because Internal Affairs is still investigating the case. But SAPD did tell us that all 4 officers involved in Gonzalez's arrest are still on active duty. So now I have a question. If you remember that video? That was back on March 8th. A home on Wrangler Run near I-37 and Southton Road went up in flames. When firefighters went inside of the home, they found a dead family. Now tonight we've learned that that family They didn't die from the fire. Instead, they died as the result of a murder-suicide. San Antonio police tell us that evidence shows that 44-year-old Alfredo Pescador shot and killed 3 of his family members before setting the home on fire and then taking his own life. Now, the victims are 40-year-old Blanca, 19-year-old Leslie, and a 13-year-old boy who SAPD has not yet identified. A Bexar County grand jury indicted a man and his parents in the case of the deaths of an 18-year-old woman, her 22-year-old boyfriend, and their unborn child. Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra were found dead inside a car the day after Christmas. You might remember this story. Christopher Preciado is accused of killing the couple after a drug deal went wrong. He's facing charges of capital murder and abuse of a corpse. Meanwhile, his parents, Ramon Preciado and Mirta Romanos, are accused of helping their son move the bodies to a Leon Valley apartment complex. Arrest records show that Ramon admitted to driving to that apartment complex to meet his son. Records also show that the gun that was used in the killings belonged to Christopher Preciado's mother. All 3 are going to be arraigned on Friday.
This is not a maybe. There are definitely other victims out there.
He said more victims. Tonight, we're learning about this man. This is 19-year-old Saul Falcon Ibarra. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says that he's in jail for posing as a 14-year-old girl to lure another 14-year-old girl into having sexual conversations. Now, we want to show you video from last week of Falcon Ibarra being walked by BCSO deputies. Sheriff Javier Salazar says that one of the victim's family members had told deputies about some of the messages that they found allegedly between the teen and the suspect. In addition to being charged with online solicitation of a minor, Falcon Ibarra is also charged with possession of child pornography. Now, the sheriff, you heard him a moment ago, he thinks that there are more victims. If you know anything about this, if you know any of the victims, call the sheriff's office at the number on your screen. It's in yellow, 210-335-6000. Now, plans for Texas law enforcement officers to arrest migrants that they suspect of entering the U.S. illegally, that's going to remain on hold. A new federal appeals court order is preventing that law, which many of you know is Senate Bill 4, from taking effect at least until a broader decision is made. This is the second time that SB 4 has been temporarily paused after a confusing few hours last week when the law was in effect for just a short time, a few hours. State authorities say that during that short window of time, they did not arrest anybody as a result of SB 4. Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott has sent 200 additional National Guard troops to El Paso to help with border security. The Department of Public Safety says that there has been a recent uptick of incidents with migrants along the southern border. That includes an incident over the weekend wherein DPS says that migrants were caught cutting razor wire on the border right near El Paso. Over in Baltimore, a sad update tonight. Only 2 of 6 bodies have been recovered after a massive cargo ship collided into a bridge yesterday. The Coast Guard also revealing tonight that the ship had routine engine maintenance right before that tragedy. No problems are reported then, but a new ABC report found that that ship has had at least 2 documented incidents in the past. National Transportation Safety Board investigators boarded that ship today. They wanted to learn more about what led up to that collision. The Coast Guard is also working on a plan to remove that ship and reopen that waterway. If you drive a Subaru, your vehicle could be included in a new massive recall. 118,000 Outbacks and Legacies could have potentially faulty airbag sensors. This applies to 2020 through 2022 model years. The dealers are going to replace those sensors for free, so you just take them to the dealerships. By the way, if you're affected by this, you should get a notice in the mail. Former Senator and Vice Presidential candidate Joe Lieberman has died. His family says that it's after complications from falling. Lieberman was elected to the Senate in his home state of Connecticut back in 1970. You remember that back in 2000, then Vice President Al Gore chose him as the running mate in his race for the White House, which they lost to George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Joe Lieberman was 82 years old. San Antonio Animal Care Services, they need help tonight. More than 30 dogs need a home or at least a foster home. The dogs have been living in a confinement at a boarding facility for months. So if you're looking to adopt or be a temporary foster for one of these dogs, now is the time for you to do that. ACS is going to provide you with everything you need, and that includes pet food. We can also help you get you signed up. Just head to our website, KSAT.com. There we can send you to, you can find a link to register. First-generation college students at Our Lady of the Lake University have a chance for something incredible. Imagine graduating college with no debt. Well, now it's possible for some OLU students since the Lopez Foundation just donated $2.2 million to the school. By the way, that is the largest gift the school has ever received. President Abel Chavez says that 40% of OLU's student body are first-generation students and that every single cent of this gift is going to go directly to those students. Congratulations.
A proposed library project that is coming to a vote. So coming up tonight on the Nightbeat, we're breaking down the Las Palmas library upgrades and the 2 bond projects attached to it that could soon change.
The San Antonio Public Library is scaling back renovation plans at one West Side location, and its board says that budget constraints are to blame. The problem is the project has already taken 7 years. As neighbors tell the night team's Avery Everett, they're disappointed.
The community needs to be listened to. They're the people who are going to be using it.
We heard frustration among neighbors on the West Side now that the promised renovations at the Las Palmas Library are changing.
At least we thought we were getting a few modern things, but we've lost that.
The San Antonio Public Library Board of Trustees voted to scale back upgrades at the Las Palmas location because of budget concerns. The library, located on Castroville Road, closed for construction about a year ago, but upgrades have been talked about for years.
We've been working with this project since 2017.
These renovations are backed by 2 bond projects. The board says about 90% of the 2017 bond project is complete, but the 2022 bond project will change due to rising material costs.
When we came down to looking at the scope and some design enhancements, we realized that it was not possible with the funding available.
The board's vote to change design plans includes removing a bathroom and removing windows and solar shade systems to protect from heat and glare. It will also change materials for the planned plaza and remove meeting room support and storage space.
They are design changes.
This meeting was the first time the public was able to see blueprints for the new plan. And even now, some neighbors say they're still confused.
I think that the changes are still vague, but worse, the architect didn't have answers for a lot of the questions that people have.
But now that the vote has been decided, they're trying to stay optimistic.
Even though the design changes have been approved, there's still opportunity for us to ask the questions.
A community concerned, but one just waiting to use their library again. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
If you're feeling something in the air right now, it might be that lotto fever. The current Powerball jackpot sits at $865 million. What? It could be all yours if you choose the right numbers. So here are the numbers. They were drawn just a few minutes ago. They are 37, 46, 57, 60, 66. The Powerball is 8 with a multiplier of 2. Good luck, my friends. It's a lovely picture there if you've got the winning numbers.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And you've got some lovely pictures to show us, too. They just put me in a good mood.
Well, right? Absolutely. And it was extra vibrant this evening. The colors, if you went outside, you had your back to the sun, because you can only see a rainbow with your back to the sun after the rain, and this is perfect rainbow making weather. Check out some of these bows that were submitted by our wonderful KSAT viewers on KSAT Connect via the Weather Authority app. This is over St. Luke's Catholic Church after the rain shower. And look how vibrant the colors were. If you didn't see it in person, hopefully these will give you a good idea of what we saw. And this is over Castroville. It's just the combination, just fantastic. And I love it when we're making family moments with our weather events around here. And I love the caption. Look at the caption. Rain Bros. I'm sorry, but That's my kind of humor.
Rain bros?
Rain bros. Yeah, nowadays, rain bros. Rain bros. Enjoying the beautiful weather and the rainbow. So people, getting outside and enjoying it, and that's what we like to see, and making a moment out of it. Those are photos you can print and put on the refrigerator. All right, take a look at our time lapse, and this is earlier this evening. You see the showers move in from the north, quick splash and dash, a few hundredths of an inch on top of the few hundredths of an inch we had earlier this morning. Authority radar, nothing falling right now. What we're looking at is 24-hour rainfall estimates, and these estimates are very accurate, but you pop up the numbers, and for the most part, it's less than 1/10 of an inch. Obviously, there are exceptions out there. Some locations, including Elmendorf and Floresville, have estimates up to about 1/1500ths of an inch. So let's talk about our next chance of rain. It's not for several days yet, but it's out there. This big counterclockwise pinwheel, this swirl in the Pacific, moving into Washington, Oregon, and Northern California right now. This is going to take its time as it drops southward, just lollygagging along down the west coast of the U.S. And then finally, by Monday, late Monday and into early Tuesday of next week, it throws some energy and a cold front our way, giving us a 30% chance of a few storms Monday evening. Don't get your hopes up. It's going to be another situation where most of the rain and precipitation is all around us, and we are just on the tail end of it there, getting clipped by some of that action, maybe a thin line late on Monday. So we give it a 30% chance. That's all we have. So not a whole lot in terms of coverage, unfortunately. Dew points are still down. We have that crisp feel to the air. That is going to change, though. I want to point that out. And it's going to do more than just make it feel muggy outside. Dew points back into the 60s Saturday, Easter Sunday, and Monday before falling off behind a cold front. But that extra humidity isn't just going to make it feel muggy, it's also going to make for some foggy and misty mornings. So plan for that this weekend. Tomorrow morning, clear sky, crisp, 49 in San Antonio, mid 40s as you get into the hill country. So yeah, sweatshirt or light jacket early, but by noon, short sleeves, sunny and 70, and then a high temperature flirting with 80 degrees. I think we'll be 79 in San Antonio, but Poteet, Pleasanton, even Castroville making it up to 80. Good Friday, some morning fog and low clouds, but then turning sunny. We get into this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, having that morning fog. I'm just really pointing it out on Easter Sunday because I know many people outdoors, and it's going to have that general dampness, but no real rain. That dampness from fog and a little bit of mist, but not actually raining outside. Then we get into next week and that slight chance of showers late Monday. Next week, temperatures fall off again behind that cold front. We're breezy and mornings are back in the 40s by next Wednesday. But hey, this weekend, we're in the 80s. It's spring-like. And right now, looking outside, you can't tell by the picture, but it feels nice and crisp. Feels like a fall night out there right now.
Ooh,
it does.
Yeah, because before long, we're going to be complaining about how hot it is. So let's just enjoy this, shall we? Wemby got in on the action tonight.
Yes, it was a question whether or not he would. He was back into the lineup, and guess what? A phenomenal start for the Spurs out in Utah tonight. If you were wondering if the momentum would spill over from Monday's win against Phoenix, it did. Plus, we bring you to a district showdown on the diamond between the Taft softball team and Brennan. That's all coming up right after the break. The San Antonio Spurs are in Salt Lake City tonight for a matchup with the Utah Jazz. The Jazz nearing playoff elimination. And what a start for the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama winds up for the Jam. San Antonio holds Utah to 8 points for about a 4-minute stretch. Meanwhile, Jeremy Sohan picking up where he left off Monday, splashing the corner three. 31-17, time for the Wemby special. Rejection on one end, and fresh off the transition, Jetty Osman drains the three ball from the wing. This game just wrapped up seconds ago. It tipped off at 8 o'clock, and the Spurs come out victorious with a 118-111 victory. Devin Vassell had 31 points. Jeremy Sohan had 5 steals. Wembanyama 5 blocks. A great all-around effort tonight from the Silver and Black. The sounds of high school softball are ringing in our ears after another competitive game between two Northside ISD teams. The Brennan Lady Bears looking to take down the Taft Raiders, who hold the top spot in District 29 6A. Top of the third, Chene Chawayapira cracks one towards first. It bounces off a few Taft infielders, bringing Farah Lemus home from second. Then in the bottom of the fourth, Taft down 3-0 when Sofia Quiros chops one to short. The play can't be made as Kristen Lopez rounds third to score easily. But after a lightning delay, the Brennan Lady Bears bats came alive as they would go on to win it 6-1. In the Sweet 16 this Friday, the 1-seed Texas women's basketball team will take on 4-seed Gonzaga at the Moda Center in Portland. Why is the location relevant? Because Gonzaga University is not too far away in Spokane, Washington. So the crowd advantage will definitely favor the Bulldogs. Not an ideal setting for the top seed at this point in the women's NCAA tournament. Longhorns head coach Vic Schaefer has been in this position before and wishes it could be avoided.
It seems to be my luck. All my 1 seeds have to go play somebody else on their home floor. You know, it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit, to be quite honest. But, you know, this team has been great all year on being on the road. We just did it in the Big 12 tournament. Played 3 back-to-back on the road, as far as I'm concerned, with Kansas, Kansas State, and Iowa State. So I don't think our kids they'll be unflappable.
I don't doubt that. All right, former Detroit Lions wide receiver and San Antonio native Josh Reynolds is reportedly signing a 2-year deal with the Denver Broncos worth $14 million. 29-year-old Reynolds caught 40 passes for 608 yards and 5 touchdowns last season for the Lions. The Broncos have been busy retooling their offense and recently traded away former first-round receiver Jerry Jeudy. Dak Prescott is now in a contract year with the Cowboys, and the Dallas front office has no current plans to offer Prescott an extension. And according to sources, as of yesterday, the two sides have a mutual understanding of Prescott's contract situation. But today it was reported the Cowboys do intend to reach a deal with Prescott. So we'll see how that situation evolves. After the break, we're getting you ready for MLB opening day tomorrow. Stay with us. Tomorrow is MLB opening day, and the Texas Rangers will open their World Series title defense with 2 top AL Rookie of the Year candidates in their starting lineup. Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford will join 6 All-Stars in the lineup when the Rangers raise their championship banner tomorrow night against the Chicago Cubs. Carter made his big league debut last season. He had a .306 batting average in 23 regular season games while reaching base in all 17 postseason games. Langford was the Rangers' first-round pick last summer and made an impressive ascension through the minor leagues. Then had a .365 batting average with 6 homers and 20 RBI this spring. All right, here's the schedule for your AL West rivals. The Yankees and Astros square off at 3:10 tomorrow, and the Cubs and Rangers are slated for a 6:35 first pitch. Baseball's here. I can't wait.
Love it.
Can't
Usually
believe
around
it.
Easter time. Something to look forward to. Thank you.
Always, yeah. Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. Ooh, you're going to want to try this. How about sparkling water with a twist?
No.
My friend, 7-Eleven is rolling out a new collection of drinks. One of them is the Big Bite hot dog sparkling water. Yeah, it's a flavor. It's meant to taste like a hot dog. Now, the chain is also going to roll out other flavors. By the way, there are 18 or 19 7-Elevens in the San Antonio area, and on April Fool's Day, 7-Eleven is going to announce where you can go and try their new tasty water.
I think they're just recycling the water that the hot dogs sit in for a while. You know, that warm water,
gross.
like in New York City.
Yes.
Oh, look at producer Ross. Look at this photo he captured from KSAT this evening. There's a beautiful sky, good rainbows. Thank you to everybody for the photos.
Yeah, we enjoy seeing them. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.